Calicut, Ahmedabad, Delhi and Bengaluru have secured their spots in the Super Fives. But the race intensifies between Mumbai and Chennai. Will Chennai clinch victory in their last match and secure the 5th spot? Or will Mumbai defy the odds? Don't miss the thrilling showdown as the battle for the Super Fives unfolds.
Yes, it enters the last lap. Feel the adrenaline. That's the theme of the night. It's the last day of the single round robin stage. 2 big matches that shall decide who the top 5 shall be and who finishes 1 and 2. We start with a sudden spicy encounter between the Chennai Blitz and the Calicut Heroes. Chennai need to win to go through. Calicut need to win to finish top of the table. Well, it's time for a delightful double-header on this Sunday night here at the Rupee Prime Volleyball League, powered by A23. I'll tell you, there's one more reason why this program, this broadcast is very special. The man to my right. Hello, then.
Why, hello.
David, it's taken us 24 days to convince you to come here. And the reason you've arrived today is because you are 24-karat gold for us.
Thank you, sir. It's great to be here. I've honestly missed you guys. I hear so many great things from this broadcast, and I wanted to be up here and support you guys.
We just wanted you to say such good things. Therefore, the lovely intro for you. Now, David Lee is one of the most decorated volleyball players. He's been a part of this league since its inception, as player in Season 1, as coach in the last 2 seasons. The whole country loves you. There are coaches from other teams that admire you. There are players that want to come up to you and talk to you. You've been witness to the evolution of this league, David. Talk us through the evolution of this league. It's got a lot of innovations. You've seen a lot of young Indian players come through. Some of the finest foreign players have come here as well. How have you seen this journey in the last 3 seasons?
Yeah, for me, every year it just continues to grow and get better. We're bringing in better foreign players. They're bringing in foreign coaches. You're getting to really weed through all the Indian players to see who are the best in this league. And I think every year you see a new Indian player that I'm super surprised to see. I mean, this year is Chirag. He's playing fantastic. And to see that these new guys have such a big impact, it just adds to what's already a great league.
Lots of innovations. Well, you like them, the super point, or does that put pressure on you?
I love it. I think it makes it so fun as far as like any team could win. There's a super serve, which honestly changed my entire strategy of how we perform as a team. So we really go after it from the service line because there's potential to make 2 points in one single play. So it's a fun league. I mean, the super point for me, it's also something that a coach has a lot of power in sort of what they can do with that play. So there's a lot of pressure on the coach to make the right decision at the right time.
Hey, mate.
Hey, buddy.
Welcome.
It's good to be
great
here.
to have you here.
Thank you.
I mean, I've spent a few days with Dealey and the team in Bangalore beforehand, so I've asked you so many questions and picked that brain of yours. But I'm just wondering, what's it like coming back for Season 2 as a coach? What were your learnings after what was a brilliant year? You're the underdogs, you made the final, and now you're back with very much the same team.
Yeah, exactly. That's one of the main things I take from my entire career was to try to have a core group of players that you can kind of teach throughout a season and then bring them back and continue to build on that same strategy.
Serving.
Serving.
It's been so good.
Good to watch you guys. We could do a 2-hour program on David Lee and his serving philosophy. For now, though, let's take a look at the points table and see what's at stake for Chennai and for Calicut. Chennai, it's pretty simple. They won 4, they've lost 3, they are at number 6. If they win, they qualify. If they win, Mumbai get knocked out. If Calicut win, they 5 wins, they are top of the table. If they win tonight, they will confirm that top spot courtesy better set difference regardless of what happens in that second game tonight. Now, let's talk about the Chennai offense. Louis, you've seen the trio do a pretty good job. There's Raman, there's Dilip, but then there's Joel Benjamin as well, who came late to the party. What's caught your eye about him?
Everything. I mean, we talk about the likes of Nanda in this league, Santosh, Setu on the outside. They're putting up points. And Santosh, for example, is scoring on average 10 points a match. But Joel didn't start this season. He was riding the bench for a while. But since he's come off the bench, he scored 13 points, and 14 points. So he's punching well above average. And with the likes of Leah and Dilip at the moment's another surprise package for me. He's in the top 10 spikers in the league as well. So you certainly have the balance. Benjamin's been brilliant, and he's aggressive and he's versatile as well.
It takes a lot of ability to stand out as a defender in a team that has Akin GS. Now, Leandro's done that fairly well. He troubled you guys. A straight sets win it was, I think, against the Bengaluru Torpedoes. Now, Leandro, I want needle you too much about that loss, but what do you make of Leandro and how he settled in as a foreign player? It's not easy to settle into a team which is going to play together only for 6 weeks.
Yeah, and it's very difficult as a middle blocker. You're in for 3 plays, you're out for 3 plays, but his serve, in my opinion, has been changing their entire game. He had 2 super serves against our team, but he's had a fantastic influence on that team.
Yes, he does unlock a lot more from Akin as well. Takes the pressure off Akin GS, who is their key defender. Now, a lot of what Chennai does rests on their coach as well. Now, David Lee has had an impact on the Torpedoes, and so has Coach Dakshinamurthy for the Chennai Blitz. Here's Atish Tukral talking to the man himself.
Now, Manish has already explained the scenarios to you, so needless to say, this is a virtual final as the Chennai Blitz look to stake their claim in the Super 5. And who better to have alongside me than their head coach for the Chennai Blitz, S. Dakshinamurthy, joining us. Sir, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
First question, and perhaps the most important one, is what is the mentality of the team going into this match?
Okay, without any pressure, we want to play. We told the players, don't take anything in the mind. No, this is you play as a regular match only. This is not that much crucial, don't think. Because if they put it in that mind, sometimes they may over-enthusiast and they do some mistakes. So don't take any serious about that. You play your game like last game against Bengaluru. Same like you play like that. We instruct the players.
Now, you're obviously someone who's tasted success along with the Ahmedabad defenders last season. You know how it is to play in a big game. In such a situation, what's more important, focusing on your own team's tactics or focusing on how to defeat the opponent?
We planned both way. Whatever the strong points we are having, we are replacing 100% on that point. Then whatever the opponent is having, in that weakness, we try to exploit that and we take advantage.
What is the secret for today?
That you see after the match, you understand.
All right. He's keeping his cards close to his chest, obviously, because it's a very, very important encounter today. Should the Chennai Blitz win, they're in the Super 5. Should they lose, and he wouldn't want that, we know what's going to happen.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Yes, there's a very, very, very smart, sharp brain behind that lovely smile on Dakshinamurthy's face. Now, very quickly, he referred to how you should take it as just another game. Very well to say that, but I'm sure it's tough.
Extremely easy to say, very difficult to do. We always talk about it, even in like an Olympic sense, trying to go for a gold medal. It's just like any other match, but it's not. There's a lot of pressure on this team. It's do or die. They need a win.
What's tougher is they're taking on the Calicut Heroes. Now, Louis, we saw them win 3 in a row at the start, and so no surprise that they find themselves top of the pile right now.
Yeah, I think they've been brilliant the whole way through. I think offensively, they're very, very strong. We know that Jerome Vinith on the right side is something that everyone has to keep an eye on and stop this year. He's scoring 11.1 points a match, which is a better average than anybody else in the league right now. But on the left side, they have Chirag, who D. Lee just mentioned a moment ago, 17 points against you guys. If we weren't talking about Setu in that game, we would have been talking about Chirag. And also 13 points last time out. I'm interested, though, to see how they are today after that win. Do they come back stronger? Vinith was really good. I think he was really good. He thought he was really good in that game as well.
They're coming off a 3-1 win against the Ahmedabad defenders, but David Lee's Bengaluru did beat the Calicut Heroes. Now, we have just about enough time for you to give Chennai a plan against Calicut. Is there a chink in the Calicut armor that can be exploited tonight by Chennai?
It's one of the most consistent, solid teams in this league. Statistically, they are the best team on paper. But that being said, I think with strong first contact, a really tough serve, you can get them out of system and you can stop Jerome, you can stop Chirag, but you have to stop these 2 guys. These guys are really good. Always pay attention to their position, where they're at. They have to get blocks, they have to get touches, and they have to serve well.
Well, a plethora of stars on offer on court in this game that's coming up. And in case you haven't downloaded Fantasy Akhada, what are you waiting for? Download the app Fantasy Akhada right now. Get your teams ready and win lots of prizes. Let's make life easier for you by getting a recommendation or two from our guests.
You're
David,
the guest.
One player to watch out for in this match and your prediction for this one.
It's going to be Jerome. Jerome's going to either make or break their team. My prediction is Calicut in 4.
Okay. Louis.
Well, he said he's the best, so no surprise there. I'm okay with going Chennai, tonight. I think they've got to win. I don't know if all's as well as we think it is in the Calicut camp, so I'm going to go with the Blitz, and I'm going to go with our guy Joel on the left side because he's playing really well.
Well, it's a tough one to pick a winner. Divided house here. Also, the time for us to thank our wardrobe sponsors, the Indian Terrain, who make us look better than we usually do. David Lee always looks good regardless of whatever he wears. Well, that is it. It is the second last match on the single round robin stage. Doubleheader tonight. We begin with this one. Chennai win, they go through. If Calicut win, they go top of the table. Live action coming up on the other side of this break. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to the Rupee Prime Volleyball League. Here is what's up today. The Chennai Blitz are taking on the Calicut Heroes, and it is all come down to this in terms of who is going to end up where on the points table. Let's have a look. What's at stake? Calicut right there on the top. They have already qualified. They could stay at the top and get those 2 extra points going into the Super 5s. Chennai still scrambling at the bottom to just get above the line. It is a must-win situation for them. Well, we'll head down courtside for Atish, who's going to introduce us to the teams.
Welcome one and all to the last day of the league stage of the Rupee Prime Volleyball League powered by A23. And it couldn't go more down to the wire. You see, 4 teams have already sealed their spots in the Super 5, but 1 spot remains in contention and 2 teams want to fight for it. One of them will take to the court tonight. But first up is a team that has the chance to top the table and earn those 2 bonus points should they win tonight. Please welcome the Calicut Heroes!
Here come the Red Army, the Calicut Heroes, led by their captain, the master, Jerome Beneath. Some refer to him as the Michael Jordan of volleyball. Others are impressed by this entire team. There have been a lot of things to like about this team so far this season, and they got themselves that top spot so far. Can they keep it with the likes of Chirag doing some damage? Daniel through the middle. Perotto, well, he's always stable in the defense. This is a big matchup. They've got themselves the qualification. Now they would like those 2 extra points by winning first. Let's see if they can get them today against Chennai.
Chennai, the equation is pretty simple. Should your team win tonight, they qualify for the Super 5. Should they lose and Mumbai Meteors go through. But support them all you can, because here are your Chennai Blitz!
This is a crazy league, and this is a colossal game for the hosts, the Chennai Blitz, led by Akin. They know a win sees them through to the Super 5. A loss sends them home, led by Dakshinamurti, the former coach of Ahmedabad. He's never lost to the Calicut Heroes, and he won this competition with Ahmedabad defenders last year. Leo in the middle will be a threat, but it's been Joel Benjamin, who didn't start the opening games due to Douglas playing well, who's been a sensation on the outside. Dylan on the right side is the 10th best attacker in the league, and watch out for the young setter, Samir, who was 18 lakhs in the auction.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we may request everyone to kindly rise for the Indian national anthem. Indian நாட்டின் தேசிய கீதத்திற்காக அனைவரும் எழுந்து நிற்குமாறு கேட்டுக்கொள்ளப்படுகிறீர்கள்.
हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जल वितरंगा तब शुभ नामे जागे तब शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तब जय गाथा जन गण मंगल गायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे
It's now or next season for the Chennai Blitz. This is their last league game, their last throw at the dice. If it goes their way, they go through to the Super 5s. And that shall mean Mumbai getting knocked out. If they don't, if Calicut win, Mumbai qualify and Calicut finish top of the table. That's how simple the equation is. We've got a massive crowd in here at the Jawaharlal Nehru Indoor Stadium in Chennai for this contest between the yellows and the reds. Which side are you on? Pick one, if you can. It's a tough one for the neutrals, isn't it?
Well, you know I'm always sitting on the fence. However, here's what happened with the toss. Calicut won it and they chose to receive. I'm thinking this is Calicut's game to win. They have the advantage coming in. They think they're going to go top of the table. But here's what Chennai's going to throw at them.
Well, the Blitz in the biggest game of the season, Akin is their centrepiece, Saraman Kumar, the attacker who's playing well, but the points will come from the likes of Joel Benjamin, Leandro Amaya, and Dilip Kumar. Samir will be the setter, the playmaker, and I'm interested to see Joel Benjamin tonight. 13 points against the Heroes, and he scored 13 and 14 points in 2 other games this season. I mean, that's Santosh and Nanda style form on the left-hand side. The pressure's on, that's for sure, but in games where you've got nothing to lose and everything to gain, they should play with the weight off their shoulders. Dakshinamurti has seen a lot in this league with the defenders the last 2 years. This will be one of his biggest tests this evening.
He said treat it like just another game. That it isn't, because they are up against the mighty Calicut Heroes.
Yeah, here's what you're going to be looking for out on Calicut's side. Pedotto, he's going to be in the outside hitting spot, but mostly playing defense for this side because Man through the middle, as well as Daniel Motazedi. Chirag, he's been impressive season after season. Jerome, oh well, what can we say about that man that he hasn't already said? And of course, Ukra himself in the setting spot has been running the show for this Calicut side. And the head coach, well, he said to me before the game, he wants his team to play with passion, did Shailene Ramdu. He knows this is going to be a packed crowd, and he has a 2-point opportunity. Joining him is Kishore Kumar. They are joint head coaches. Both bring a lot of different style, but both have very good volleyball brains among them.
Well, the stadium MC asks the crowd, are you ready? Are they? For sure they are.
Let's go.
Let's go. Massive crowd in. Pressure on the match officials as well. The yellows, the Chennai Blitz on the left, the reds, the Calicut Heroes on your right. in the commentary box. My name is Manish Batav and I'm joined by Louis Lett and Key Michael, two volleyball tragics, volleyball romantics. The three of us will try and carry the show as well as we can on what is the last night of the single round robin. Chennai win, they go through. Calicut win, they go top of the table. Here we go!
What a way to describe this match. And volleyball tragics, it's the love of the game that gets us in this position as the first serve goes wide from the center of Chennai.
Just tracking will do for me. That's fine. That's a good way to describe me. Both times. I reckon this is a great game. I'm going to go all in, chips on the table. I reckon we're going to get a performance out of Chennai tonight. Whether it's enough to win, I don't know, but I think they're going to take it very close. These are the evenings that we look forward to.
A big serve straight to the libero then. Here we go, the post! For Chennai, what a spike that was from Raman. That was a rasping hit from the number 4, Raman Kumar. He gets going. Part of that very talented trio of Raman, Dilip and Joel. What a hit.
And right off the bat, we have some contention already off that swing. Did it hit the antenna is the question. Ooh, I'm thinking it just hit the net, but all the players asking potentially for a review, they're not going to get it.
Very close to the antenna, and therefore you saw that antenna move a little bit. Trying to serve to, oh yes, Daniel Montazeri, the man for the big moment, gets into the act. Ukra Pandyan with a one-hand set, knew exactly where Daniel was. And he does the job. This guy is very, very dangerous, Montazeri, when he gets going.
Yeah, Sarute contact, the short back set opens up the swing to position 5. He's still scoring really efficiently. I saw today, still in the 60% sort of margin on the front court, but they don't use the middle much, this team, and I think that could be the secret sauce to even unlock everyone a little bit more.
And especially him running that ball behind the setter. Yes, the setter's moving forward, but you don't see a lot of players adjusting and making that move. Maybe Bengaluru do it a little more than others, but very important to add that variety.
Yeah, and imagine if the middle goes with Montazeri, all of a sudden there's more room at position 4 to get the one-on-one. So if Upra's thinking long-term, it's going to be a very smart move. Toronto for me has been somebody that's served well. He's passing incredibly well in this league as well. Offensively got more of the ball in the previous game against the defenders, and that's why just tipping off the hands.
Yeah, he's quite a clever attacker, so we're not seeing all that much of a wham-bam kind of style of play from Toronto in the front court, but he will get his points in other more creative ways I've seen.
That one straight to Raman Kumar. He comes in, a block, and that lands outside for Chennai to get another point. So, I think, well, it's just been 5 points so far. Looks like Chennai have a certain vibe about them.
Like, well, like
each other.
We just can't. Like you said in the pre-show, right? Chennai have to do it now. It's do or die, do or next season. So they have to come out with that kind of energy and that fire, and that's going to be the difference for them. All season rests on this game.
Yeah, Toronto, keep an eye on him. He's the 4th best passer in the league, so we might not talk about his attacking stats. But Setu is currently the best passer. Toronto's in the team just to do that. He puts the ball in a good spot. They can use the middle. Now they've used Montazeri and they've used Vikas Man in the opening 5 or 6 points. That's a sign of good things to come for the Red Army.
And two very different attacks, right? You saw Montazeri go behind the setter, and that time it was a push in front. So they're really playing that chicken and egg or cat and mouse game with the blockers on the other side.
Another one, very similar to that last one. I think it was Dilip Kumar who got into the act. Just right the set for Dilip to deliver that slap to the double blocker duo on the left.
I'm still getting over the chicken and egg game. I love that quote.
Yeah, add that one to the repertoire.
Yeah, we're in a very good spot here at 4-3. Serve goes out the back from Dilip Kumar, who's been one of the surprise packages as the crowd is certainly in this evening. It's a special atmosphere, it's loud in here, and I think this is just a warm-up for the Super 5s.
Well, also because it's a home game, potentially could be the last home game for this crowd, so they've come out to support the boys, hoping that they get themselves that Super 5 position, but it is loud and it is hot in here.
I can promise you, the Red Army is also being supported by the whole of Mumbai right now. Mumbai want Calicut to win, because if that happens, well, Chennai get knocked out. Ukra does an Ukra, hasn't worked. Another push. Lovely rally this Ukra for Parotto, has been blocked! Oh, that pipe has been shut out. Access denied. Visa rejected. Come again tomorrow.
Have a look at the replay here. Okay, Ukra goes with the dumpling, great pickup, but it's very good offense from Chennai to dump the ball onto Chirag to get him out the offense. And then the three blockers knew it was coming to the pipe and not to Chirag. Good tactics from Chennai.
Good block, but I'm also looking at Parotto's face after that swing. He's looking back at his libero. Oh, hang on a sec. An Indian Oil super serve coming from Chennai.
That is a japper from Joel Benjamin. That service is worth two. He set the stage on fire now. After that move, that arrow, that man will have double the confidence. Diagonal cross court from zone 1-1 gets him 2. Chennai in the lead by 2, 7-5 in the first. Determination on his face says it all. Joel Benjamin, that man. Straight to the lead row. Ukra with the second. Jerome somehow gets one. Leandro on that occasion. Big smile on his face.
Big smile on his face. I don't know how there wasn't a smile on Daxton and Morty's face after that Indian super serve. But here, this is why you have to play volleyball at speed. Because Jerome is huge, but if you play quick enough, the middle blocker is always going to play second fiddle to the speed of the ball.
Dakshinamurthy, I think, has reserved a smile for the 21st of this month. 1v1, Chirag denies Dilip Kumar. Oh, takes guts to block a spiker like Dilip.
That's big. That is a big one-on-one block. And Chirag just getting there just in time for that credit super block. He didn't have a whole lot of run-up. He's just really pushed for speed, but still does a really good job of finishing the block.
Yeah, we've talked about Dilip a lot hitting 6, haven't we? And that was exactly where that ball was going. So it's smart from Calicut to put the block taking position 6. When he changes his approach, he comes in straight, goes to the line. Very good opening phase in this game. It's your all call technical timeout. Don't go anywhere though.
We are still in the stadium with Chennai taking on Calicut. However, if you're just joining us and you've never seen this before, you might be wondering, what's the SBI Super Point? Well, I'll tell you, each team can call for it. Each coach can call for it once per set. Has to be taken before they reach 11 points. We're only going to 15. And that point will be worth double whoever wins it. The second thing that we love about this league, the Indian Oil Super Serve. We saw one of those already. It's a serve that lands on the opponent's court without a single touch on it by a receiver. And that is also worth double.
Massive turnout for both these teams. A touch more for Chennai, I suppose. Home city, big serve. Jerome gets one more. That man could generate electricity with so much power. Jerome Beneath.
Yeah, I think he thinks he can as well. He's very good with the arm of the hand. I mean, the service pressure here from Dia is very good, so it's a clutch play from Jerome, it really is. His impact over the last 2 nights has been nothing short of marvellous. I think that game that he had last time out was the best that we've seen him play against on the back defenders.
Smart play from Chennai. Very, very good. Calicut are being pushed. Here they go, and they get one more. Well, Alan Ashik had no love coming his way. By the way, the word Ashik means lover, therefore.
Oh, that makes sense then.
An 8-2-3 super spike that from Dilip Kumar once again. Straight at Alan Ashik.
We were talking in the break about how Chennai was wearing their pink jerseys in the last match when they won 3-0 over Bengaluru. And it's crazy to me to think, well, another ace coming from Chennai. What a big one. Well, Chennai is on another level here today, but it's insane to think that they might not qualify for the Super 5 despite having beaten 3 teams 3-0.
Absolutely. I really want to hear the rest of the jersey story. Big serve to the seam. And I think Chennai have upped their service game throughout this competition as well, gradually getting tougher and tougher. The serving blocking tactics we saw against the likes of Kochi aren't there tonight.
Ukra to Daniel Montazeri, and that one works just about. Now, you referred to those 3 wins in straight sets. However, with due respect, 2 of those came against Kochi and Hyderabad. Only one, which was a bit of a shocker, came against Bengaluru. Perhaps the upset of the league this season so far.
That is a good point. That is a very good point that you bring up. However, I think they kind of established themselves as a team to beat because those wins came early on in the season, and then we sort of thought, this team has something special, but they found themselves in a position now where they're having to fight for a Super 5 position. And I still think they're one of the best teams in the league, and it's wild to me that they might not make it.
Another 8-2-3 super spike that goes straight at Ukra, past Jerome down the line, that one from the lead. He is starting to make his presence felt. Amidst the other stars, there are more talked about, the likes of Santosh and Nanda Gopal, and Jerome on the other side. Raman. Very good serve, had pushed Ukra on the other side, and oh, look at how Jerome pulls out the team from defense to offense.
He's really versatile, is the way that I would describe him. I think he's quick and agile, so exactly like you called, he made that first defense and then he's up, of course, help from Ukra there, but he gets some really great angles. He's loving going offhands high and hard, but also he'll cut it inside. He's just got a lot in his toolkit.
Also credit to Ukra for retrieving that ball. And a lesser center may not have been able to give the ball to Jerome where he got it.
Yeah, I like it. He's under pressure, so he just gives a stable set to him. And Jerome's again proving his class week in, week out by turning the ball. This is a huge moment, ladies and gentlemen.
Shailen Ramdu coaching a team that sits top of the table, as surely has a much higher risk appetite. Calicut have already qualified, but they want to finish top of the table. Just a little push serve straight to Peroto, then to Ukra. Now Jerome! Well, when in doubt, go to plan A. Invariably, that man delivers. Jerome Beneath got the crowd up on its feet. The Red Army is here in good numbers.
Yeah, smart play on Atkins' serve. Just to call the SBI super point. They know that softer serve is coming. They know it's a good time to use it. And Jerome's on the front court.
I was going to agree with you. That's a great time to call it. I think Chennai could have done better than to put a simple serve right onto Peroto, who just had to take it overhead and was just way too easy.
Yeah, that was a defensive move. Oh, what? Jerome, you Superman! That is untraceable it from Jerome. Takes off and lands exactly where he wanted to. That had German precision written on it. And Indian Oil super serve. They were trailing by 2. They are now leading by 2 and they have 2 set points. What a comeback. Incredible turnaround for the Calicut Heroes.
The best players come up with individual brilliance at key times. That was a key time. The one thing for me is that Jerome's shoulders were facing straight into that zone and there was a big gap there.
Here's a look at the Indian Oil MVP leaderboard, and there is Jerome right there in the number 2 spot. No surprises there, because every time Calicut wins, he's at the forefront of it. Man of the match gets 10 points, and Game Changer gets 8 points, and Jerome's been, well, he's been taking interviews from Atish many a time for those accolades.
Yeah, that's, we might see him back there after what was a sensational interview in the previous game, let's put it that way. Felt like Calicut had something to prove, especially after that loss to the Torpedoes. And maybe that was it. Maybe I'm reading too much into it to say there's some drama in the camp, but they've certainly not playing now like there's any drama. They're very much in the same direction, putting in another great performance.
Chennai, though, bouncing back, striking back, and it's on the right side again. That zone seems to be hot and cold for Chennai, as Calicut now take a timeout of their own.
One of my favorite set of fans, the Red Army for the Calicut Heroes. They turn up in Kochi, they turn up in Bengaluru, in Chennai, wherever the Calicut Heroes are on court. They turn up in large numbers. Oh, there's our man, Mr. David Cameron Lee, with his boss. David Lee's boss was alongside him. The wife, that is.
That's one way to describe the wife.
After coming out here, this is her first time in India in this league, so she's seen it from afar. She says she wakes up at 5 a.m. to watch the games, and now we've got her here with us.
Okra for Jerome. Mukesh keeps it in play, and then that check and mate move that hasn't worked. Jerome tries again. I don't even have to tell you who won that point. Just look at the reaction of the crowd there. They are thrilled into bits because their main man is on song and he's won them this first set. He spikes it, then he comes up with an Indian Oil super serve, and on set point shoots a bullet that hits the opposition where it hurts most. So then, the first set in this must-win game for Chennai goes to the Calicut Heroes. Chennai will have to do something quickly. Back in just a bit with set number 2.
Well, the opening set just turned on its head very quickly. 1-0 to Calicut Heroes. That's why we love this league. 9 successful spikes to 7. A block apiece is pretty close out there.
It's wild to think Chennai had 2 aces in that match and still couldn't get the win. But if you want to go and head over to volleyballworld.com, you get the exclusive stats of the Rupee Prime Volleyball League. That's where we love to deep dive into it.
That man has been shattering records. That man as well. Jerome and Ukrapanyan, who's ready to serve. To start the second set, Chennai looking for a comeback in this match. Oh, such a sharp angle. Chirag Yadav gets going as well at the start of second set.
That's a beautiful play, and I think that Indian Oil Super Serve SBI Super Point double whammy for Calicut has just turned this game around. And I think Chennai were full of confidence, so now Calicut have got all the momentum. Chirag is some player.
And that's what's so fascinating about this league, is that things can be neck and neck in the stats. However, things can change so quickly.
And you know what, I think this is the moment where Akin has to get going. He's got to raise his game. Yes, he's had a decent number of blocks, I think 15, more than 15, but we haven't seen Akin come up with his A game yet. One of those things.
Yeah, he's had some big matches this season as well as last season, but you're exactly right, running hot and cold, and I think he can be an absolute changer when it comes to this Chennai side, if he's having a good one.
I agree. If you look through his points this season, he scored 9 points against the Thunderbolts, they won. He scored 8 points against Kochi, they won. 6 against Hyderabad, and in the games they've lost, 2 points, 2 points. So when they get him in, usually it works in their favor and they get the result.
Does it all stem from maybe a better pass though, better blocking? I mean, it's so much easier to get the middle going when the first contact is there. So is it as cut and dry as him just doing more, or does the team putting him in better positions?
I agree completely. It depends who you play against as well. For example, the Torpedoes serve very, very well, etc. Those matchups mean a lot. Tactical serving is actually a naughty thing. And if you come up against teams like Chennai, they might, obviously they can't serve their own middle block around the game, but you get what I mean in terms of types of games. That's a Rupee contactless shot. This is a great game. We're in here.
I don't like that serve, gotta say that. Even if it works, I don't like it. Chennai have got to serve with a little more intent. They made the same mistake in that last set as well, when that SBI Super Point was called by Shailesh Ramdu. They were trailing by 2. And I just thought they sort of gave away the advantage they had at that point.
Well, I think to your point, Akin knows his role in terms of serving. He's a big blocker, he's a big attacker, but in the backcourt, that's not where he's going to shine. So I think he's doing the right thing by just putting the ball in play, trying to be strategic, maybe taking a zone, not putting too much risk on it, and allowing some of the bigger, better jump servers to take that risk.
Well, there is a big jump server. He's just come off the bench. That's his role. He's sunk in to serve for the weaker servers of the Heroes, and it was Montezenti he came on for, and he certainly made an impact here. Annie James style, cross body.
Just thinking about risk appetite and how big it is as a factor in this sport, in this league, especially with the SBI Super Point. Once again, great serve. Leah launches it and crashes it where he wanted to.
Leah, another one that I've been impressed with from the season, from the jump. It's an 8-2-3 super spike for him on this occasion. But the more middle you get involved, and again, it all stems from that first contact, but Samir knows if he can get Leah going, if he can get a king going, they have some big weapons there.
Yeah, they certainly do. It comes from the pass, as we always say. Just going back to that Akin serve, I really like the fact he tried to serve as far away from Jerome Beneath as possible, and I reckon that's what Morty's laid it all out like that. And he's probably laid this one out as well. 2 points in succession for Leah. The pass is perfect. The Heroes have hardly used the middle. So Leah commits and takes away position 5. That's a fantastic bit of blocking.
Well, there you go, stepping up when needed. Middles coming to the party. D. Lee in the studio today, bringing some middles energy too.
Crushed it. That is a vicious punch from Vikas Maan, the number 5. Another option that Ukrapanian has.
That was nasty. Ukra said, all right, you blocked him last time. Are you going to block him again? And that is one of the biggest crunches we've seen from a middle in this league this season.
The problem for Chennai is that once Calicut have momentum, they're the kind of side that don't really allow the opposition a foot back in the door. So Chennai has to do something really special. Samir with the set. Oh yes, that's more like it from Joel. He seems like the lone man fighting for Chennai on court.
And one thing we didn't mention is that he got the start over Douglas, who's been also blowing hot and cold this season, but having that international experience. So now a lot of pressure on Joe to take that role, be a big point scorer on the outside. I think he's done fantastic in his moments that he's had to shine. However, will it be enough without Douglas on court?
Joel with the serve straight to Baroto. Ukra for Jerome! Ukra for Jerome is a sure shot recipe for success. That is Ukra's guarantee. And that is Jerome's life mission. Deliver a spike when Ukra sets it.
What is going on in the block there for Chennai? That's a very strange situation to be in, Leah. They're serving Perrotta inside. That takes them out the attack. It makes it difficult for them to get there. Finish, but it doesn't matter. Perrotta served brilliantly this season. He's at it again. Kishore Kumar, who was dragged up by Jerome Beneath in the presentation in their win against the Ahmedabad defenders, is nodding his head in agreement with what he's seeing right now.
Calicut desperately want to finish top of the table. Remember, the team that finishes at number 1 gets 2 points going into the Super 5s. That could be the difference between going through to the finals and not.
Well, it's a good response by Chennai right now. They're not being rolled over by any sense. However, Calicut always looking like they're just a step ahead. Meanwhile, the crowd continues to be the hottest in this arena. Pretty much best crowd we've seen all season.
Unbelievable noise in here. And it's the perfect final day of this round robin with 2 humdingers on the horizon. Chennai are pushing, but Calicut are pushing harder at the moment. It's time for them all called technical timeout. A quick break from us.
We are back, And here's a look at the 8-2-3. Top 5 spikers so far. Jerome Beneath right there at the top with 87 points. You got Vinny Kumar of Kolkata, no longer in the competition, unfortunately. You got the 2 masters from Mumbai, Shubham and Amit Gulia, and Santosh there from Delhi. Fantastic group of players there, and a fantastic view to see it from is the Rupee VIP box.
We saw Shubham and Amit on that list from Mumbai. They'll only be in action in the Super 5s if Chennai lose. I'm sure they're watching. It'll be such a pity if the likes of Shubham Chaudhary and Amit Gulia can't play the Super 5s. Mumbai have been pretty good.
I think that sums up this entire round robin, don't you? 1 minute a team's top of the table, like Mumbai. The next minute they're outside the Super 5s. We've had moments of Chennai Blitz looking like they're top of the table and nobody's going to beat them. Now they're outside. And I just think it's so good for the league. And I think it's such a good sort of acknowledgement to say that the draft and the auction definitely works for keeping things interesting.
Yeah, there's no one team that you just think this team could beat everyone on any day. It really flip-flops, and that's what's awesome, is that on any day, anyone can come to the party, and we've seen it happen for both these 2 teams, having their good moments and their not so good moments. I mean, Calicut, for example, lost to Mumbai, also to Bengaluru. Chennai lost to Ahmedabad, lost to Delhi and Mumbai, but just very, very even Stevens.
Chennai beating Bangalore, Bengaluru 3-0 was another example of that. On their night, who knows?
Yeah, but then 2 weeks ago we were saying Chennai only team to beat as well. So that's sort of what this league's giving us. It's that sort of topsy-turvy roller coaster ride that you can only credit the league and the way that they set out the rules of the auction for making it this fair.
Yep, a total of 48 matches, including the finals, and it's almost like a marathon that's being run at the speed of a 100-meter sprint. Such has been the intensity, the adrenaline. Every game has given us something to be excited about.
And we're still in the round robin phase. We've still got the Super 5s coming up, starting from tomorrow. That's a great swing. Chirag's a moneymaker in there, comes in straight. And the block has to respect the approach line of the spiker. So if I'm coming in straight, I've got to take something over there. And if I can come back fast cross body, well, that's a very good swing to have in the armor.
Chennai falling like 9 pins and staying alive, not for long though. Daniel Montazeri makes a special appearance. When he turns up on screen, he lights up.
He's such a crowd favorite, isn't he? Everybody in the stadium on their feet for this man right here. Big swing, turns it cross body, nobody in the way, lights out, and you're done. And I'm just having a look at some of the results, and it's wild to me to think both these teams lost to Mumbai, and if Chennai were to win today, these 2 teams would go forward and Mumbai would be out. Isn't that wild?
Chennai's libero, Ramanathan, looks to be in a lot of discomfort there. What happened? Let's take a look. Was it the ankle? Oh, I think it's the ankle. Oh, I think it's the ankle. That didn't look good for Ramanathan. They do have Prabhakar in the number 3 on court. Zafir, the owner of the Calicut Heroes, cannot sit for a second on his chair.
I was about to say that. We haven't seen him sit still once throughout this whole competition, have we? Well, I'm interested to know what happened here, because we thought it was the ankle, but it might be the knee. It could be anybody's guess.
Okra. Boom! Down the line! Well, Calicut are starting to look more and more dangerous with every point.
And this is not a moment to lose your libero if you're Chennai. An SBI super point called by Chennai because they know they need a couple of points in a row here.
Prabhakaran comes in as Rama gets some treatment on the sidelines. Prabhakaran, the libero. Daniel Montazeri set to serve with Calicut leading by 3. This SBI super point is worth 2. Shot set. Back on court. Get back to work, said Calicut. Here they come again. Half a block, not good enough. There is a wave of belief. Yes, we can is the vibe of that moment for the Chennai fans and the players. They need a blitzkrieg, the Chennai Blitz.
What a good time to call the SBI super point. It's on Daniel's serve, and that's what Calicut did to Chennai recently on a clean serve, so it works out well with a big swing off the block to finish. 2 points into the pocket for Chennai.
You see Samir there, first time he used the middle short back, then he went out to the left-hand side of the court, made it back to the right, set it out to the right. It was very good work from the youngster.
Captain in the making, I reckon.
Lovely lad, wasn't he, in the studio when he came and visited us.
He enjoys the camera. Pipe. Double block. Good enough.
Maybe the camera enjoys him.
And there's something about that young man from Delhi, part of the Northern Railways, all of 20 years of age. Imagine the future he has ahead of him. So those who are 18, 19, 20 playing serious volleyball in India and hoping for a career, this league is a godsend.
I think first season as well, like he's come in here and he's taken it in a stride. Been impressed with him.
Ukra, back set. That's not a bad piece of defense from Raman Kumar. That was a blow on his chest. Thudded into his chest, that man, Raman.
Well, nothing worse than what we saw from Max Seneca recently, taking one to the face in the defense. So I think anything less than that it's a win. If you get it on the platform, even slightly, you're doing well.
Cats were very worried when they saw it happen from Australia. He's got 2 cats. We mentioned them on the show. In fact, I mentioned them on the show. He was a bit surprised that we knew about it. His love for cats and bikes. Max Seneca, if you're watching, you're welcome to the commentary box anytime, Nate.
I think you might be focusing on what's up ahead because he will be playing against Delhi very shortly. Meanwhile, here's a look at the points table. Calicut, Ahmedabad, Delhi, and Bengaluru have all qualified. However, the positioning is not set in stone. Chennai just below that red line. They're trying to make it over. They have to beat Calicut to do it. However, they are already 1 set down. Now, Calicut are just a couple points away from getting this second set. And Chennai have now lost their first libero. Hope he starts to feel better soon.
Boys and girls and children of all ages, men and women from various age groups have turned up here in large numbers in yellow and red. I'm sure there are a few hidden Mumbai Meteors fans as well, hoping Chennai lose this one. Joel, double block, good enough. Great shock absorbers on that Calicut bandwagon. That spike was hit really hard, but then the block absorbed, sucked all the power out of that spike. Ensured the ball lands just inside Chennai's court to give Calicut another point. That gives them 2 set points to go 2-0 up.
That's a tough one because that block not going straight down, but Vikas turning the hands back towards the court just to the end line where there's no defender around.
2 set points. Can Jerome kill it now? Oh, off the net, straight to Raman. Leah gets one, back in the back.
Great use, bringing Leah into the middle. Clutch moments, Douglas is coming in now. The pitbull. And I think Vikas Man could have got a little bit more in front of Leah there, leaving a little bit away from the body, but Wing Spiker was pinching in as well.
I like Leah's response there. He turns to Samir, and I think he said something along the lines like, "You got to use me. More of that. Good set. I got to get involved in the offense." And I think he's right. The more that Samir can continue to use Leah and Akeem, the better they'll be off.
Yeah, he obviously went to the outside last time. 2 blockers got across. Good serving, blocking. And talking of blockers, we're going to have a quick look at the Cred top 5 blockers. Akin is at the top at the moment. Mujib Well, we spoke about him earlier on. He's having a fabulous season for the Torpedoes. Lear is there. And that shows that Chennai have had a good season to have both blockers in the top 5 Cred blockers. And it still shows they might not go through with 2 blockers in the Cred top 5.
And Akin hasn't had any blocks yet in this set, in this match. So although he's at the top there, he needs to do more. People that are doing more though in the crowd, everybody hyped for this game.
How's that for a double block, the 2 girls? Baroto, Ulkra, shot set, boom! 1, 2, 3, 4. And there goes the second set. So, if Chennai have to go through, they need to take this to 5 and win in 5. Calicut celebrate. Mumbai will be smiling a lot more now, heaving a sigh of relief. To a great extent, Calicut are making it look so easy. Chennai looking lost, out of ideas, out of gas. They're lacking energy. They need to up their energy, their vibe, if they have to come back. Identical numbers in the first 2 sets. Back with the third in just a bit. Stay tuned.
Season 3 of Rupert Prime Volleyball League powered by 823. It's time for the Indian Terrain Volley Trivia. It's time to meet our super fans, and we have got 2 super fans right here. They're wearing the jerseys. Let me ask you, what is your name? Who's your favorite player on the court for Calicut Heroes?
Susinder, my name is, and my favorite player is Praveen Kumar.
Praveen, and your favorite player for Chennai Blitz, what is your name?
Teja, my name. Akin.
Akin is your favorite player. Okay. I have got few simple questions only. Try to answer. One of you will win Indian Terrain's gift voucher. Ready? Let's go. The first question is, which Chennai Blitz player has the most number of blocks so far in this season? Akin, he's the first person to answer. It's right. And thank you so much. And you are the winner for this Indian Terrain Rupert Prime Volley Trivia answer. Congratulations. And you get this. Thank you so much. Make some noise.
Well, the Calicut Heroes are on an absolute tear here. 2 sets to 0. Comfortable against Chennai Blitz, who are playing quite well, but I think the Heroes are there and wanting to take top spot.
And I think what they're doing so well is continuing to be aggressive, but look at the end force errors, relatively low on both sides. Meanwhile, Lobby, Nippon Paint, colorful mascot, is in the crowd. No errors so far. He's at 100%.
Sure, he's happier than ever before, surrounded by the Red Army, not too far from where he is, and also the fellows in yellow. The Yellow Brigade is here in big numbers to support Chennai. The team needs to give them reasons to smile and celebrate. Chennai have looked flat, soda without gas.
Yeah, it's a tough one because I don't think they're playing particularly bad. I don't think they're really missing anything, maybe getting a couple more attacks in there, but things are just going very slightly in Calicut's favor. They have the more momentum, they have the more aggression. And you're exactly right, it's now or never. It's now or never, but for Calicut, an Indian oil super serve is starting to shut the door on Chennai.
Yeah, Chirag's legit, isn't he? And you think the serve from Chennai just outside the back, not a super serve apparently, or an Indian oil super serve, there's a touch on the way down. But think the opening set, Chennai were leading, then there was the SBI super point, then there was the Indian oil super serve, and even in that set it was 15-13. So they're there or thereabouts, but have they got it in the big moments? Are things going to go their way when they need to?
Big teams have the killer instinct when they're leading. They're able to close out sets like that. They have a better sense of the occasion, I think. And it was that 4-point play in that first set that changed the flavor and the mood and the direction of this match. Chennai looked very upbeat at the start in the first set. They seemed to have a certain energy about them. But after that 4-point play, I thought that gas sort of fizzled out a little bit.
And that's a perfect example of it on that play right there. It wasn't a straight down block. It was definitely a playable ball off the hands and back into the court, but they're kind of just giving up on some things they need to continue to fight for.
And I was having this conversation with Johnny Kroll. That's a good swing into the angle, no block. But when you're in a slow ball offense, there should be no excuse not to cover.
Yeah.
When the set is going slow somewhere, if the ball's in tempo and it's going quick, maybe you don't cover it. But situations like this here, Chennai should be covering, maybe they are. It's a good swing in the end though.
And I'm wondering where was the block on that one? Was that ball assumed to be far enough off the net not to be a threat? Or is Calicut just getting comfortable?
That goes long. These are desperate moments for the Chennai Blitz. They're searching for some magic, a bit of luck. The Reds are loving it. They're doing it on Chennai soil. Montazeri goes off. In comes Praveen Kumar as a serving substitute. Right. If you are Praveen, where would you be serving? Who would you target? Quickly.
Purely out of tendency, I bet he goes towards the Chennai left-hand side of court. The front court receiver in between the libero and the hitter.
Goes straight to the libero. Good enough! Praveen delivers another successful serve to give them a 4-point lead. Well, it looks like it's not going to be Chennai's night if they don't get going straight away.
We talked about how important serving was going to be, and have a look at this. The second ace in this set alone, whereas Chennai have had 2 errors in this set, so 2 very different starts.
And this happened in the last set as well. Praveen came off the bench, got them off to a good start. The substitutes working. We saw it from Dealey last year, making early subs to try and affect the game. Very smart play.
Well, this time a touch too flat. On the previous occasion, though, he went after Chennai's second choice libero, whereas their first choice libero is on the sidelines with an injured ankle, it looked like to me.
Yeah, that's a great spot. That time, Praveen's tendencies to go cross body, so when he goes to the line, that's not his comfortable one, but interesting phase. I don't know how you guys feel, but I feel like Chennai were playing well, and they're gradually in one of those situations where nothing's really happening for them. No matter how hard they try, they're desperate, but they can't stop this onslaught.
After that 4-point play, of which Jerome was at the heart of, his spiking really has gone up by a couple of notches. Jerome has been activated beautifully by that man Ukra, another back set. It's comfortable height as well for Jerome to deliver another winner.
It just looks too easy, doesn't it, at this point for Jerome and Ukra. When they get that one-on-one, Jerome has so much range that he can just take his pick where he wants to swing.
This is going to be a headache for all the other teams in the Super 5s, remember. Touch off the block, goes long, a point to Chennai, a rarity in this match. Now, the big headache is how does one stop or disturb Jerome beneath? Because Ukra and Jerome is a winning combo. 9 out of 10 times, invariably they'll deliver results. What do you do?
It's a tough call, because as Jerome is so versatile and he can get those really junk balls anywhere, he's more often not being in system right now based on the serving that hasn't been high quality from Chennai. So he's just, not only is he a great player when he's under the pressure, but right now it's so simple for him.
Yeah, and this is why matchups are so key. The Torpedoes match up well against Calicut because they do serve so well in those situations. The ball is off the net and under pressure. You can get beneath out the game. But the way that Chennai, they're not so much of a serving team in this league. We know that Dakshinamurthy is a guy that likes to serve areas and put the block up in certain places. And I think that when you've got an outlet like beneath, it's very difficult to play that way.
On potential, how do you rate Chennai? Is it a team that has the arsenal to win a league? Then you can be blunt about it.
I think they could on their day, on some of their best performances that we've seen. And again, I think relying heavily on the middles has to be a part of that. But the teams that have the best opposites and the best outsides, the best all-around players, the best setters, those are the ones that win championships. The middle's kind of the icing on the cake with it.
And so therefore, the likes of Raman and Dilip and Joel, while they're good, they're still work in progress. Whoa. How is that for a vicious arrow down the line? A big hug for Jerome from Montazeri. Time now for an Amul Cool technical timeout. Calicut are looking unstoppable.
Well, it is all happening here in the stadium between Calicut and Chennai. However, a couple of players, part of the Amul Cool Emerging Player nominees to keep your eyes on. Samir, just 20 years old, and Shirag, just 23. All these players on this list are under 25 and have never played for the national team. Impressive to think that Samir's on that list, and Shirag as well, who's been absolutely coming to the forefront of this Calicut side.
The future's very bright, isn't it? You think about the great athletes that we already have and the ones coming up. It's exciting, but the way Calicut are playing here is also exciting. They're going in the right direction. Jerome is on fire, Ukro is on fire, and Shirag as well.
I think Daniel just went up to him and said, "Do you even need me, mate? Like, just do it all yourself, sir."
That's not a block, that's a blockbuster. Unreal. Akrapanyan. Now Calicut has started to toy with the Chennai Blitz, who have looked lost. Well, just took his eyes off the ball, I think, Vikas Mann. Guess what? Another milestone loading up. Jerome is on 99. A 99 total points. Jerome should have his 100 any minute now, any second.
He certainly will, but Chennai need to really figure out what's going on their side, because even after a big swing like that, it's almost like they look relieved to earn the point rather than excited and enthusiastic to really go for the jugular.
You take your helmet off and raise your bat when you make 100 points in this league.
Yep. Should. I don't think he's aware. Another block that lands long. A triple block unable to absorb that spike. Still 9-6 for Calicut. But beware, Calicut, you cannot really lose your focus. You need to win 3-0 heading into the Super 5s. Remember, they will have 2 points at the start of the Super 5s if they win tonight. And the team that finishes at number 2 will have 1 point. So that is what is up for grabs for Calicut. Peroto Ukracharag was never in position for that spike. He had to go around the player in front of him. Not easy.
A difficult position, definitely, and the bump set there from Ukra, but I just have to say, a great block by Akin because he needs to get more and more of that going. I just don't know that I've ever seen Ukra cover one of his players. What do you think, Louis?
Yeah, I don't think that's what he's about. I think he just loves doing his job. And, yeah, that's fine. He's doing a good job this evening.
He's not big on bending the knees. He says just take this perfect set and do something with it. And if they don't, then it's their fault.
Well, maybe he could be your fantasy Okada player. Download to play the official Rupe Prime Volley fantasy game. Who would be yours, Manish? I think it's only one man, isn't it?
From among the commentators, you reckon?
You're the MVP here in the booth.
Yeah.
I don't even qualify for the emerging player in the commentary box.
No, because you've been representing your country for a decade.
Starting out. Leah, 2-point lead for Chennai. They need a successful passenger play, not that. That's not what they need. Daniela sends the Calicut into double digits in the 3-point lead.
We talked about snowball effects, right? Domino effects against the Torpedoes. Those serves got them going. And tonight they haven't quite got them going. I don't know, this is off the top of my head, but I think that's the 4th missed serve in this set.
Just wonder if they should have slowed things down. Nakin once again doesn't get the kill against Motazedi in a 1-on-1, 1v2. They get the point. Well done. They need a lot more of that coming through. Level scores and then take it from there. If you were Dakshinamurthy, would you call for an SBI super point at this stage? Throw the challenge at Calicut, or would you say no, play safe?
Great question. You've got to go for it soon. I would be looking at who's serving next. So I know that Daniel Motazedi is coming up soon, and he's already been subbed out for Praveen, so he's going to have to serve this one, I think. So I would be trying to wait 1 or 2 points, but maybe that's even too late.
Motazedi, Samir, good enough. Woo! Yeah, well, Chennai fighting. Push, Akin, great rally. Here comes Jerome! That is point number 100 for Jabaz Jerome. That is a hurricane of 100 from that champion, Jerome Vinny. A vicious spike. That does the job. A century for the ages for that flying Superman from the Calicut Heroes. A superhero in the red, that man.
Well, there's not much he cannot do right now for Calicut. Holding them to a very high standard. Meanwhile, Chennai has something to say, and it's a super point, an SBI super point called in the moment. They need a few extra points in the bag.
The wizard, Dakshinamurthy, is getting naughty, and he's throwing everything at it. This is it for Chennai.
Hang on, I think he's changed his mind. I wonder why. No, I think they changed their minds. Dakshinamurthy is saying, no, sorry, that was a mistake. I think they should have gone for it.
Don't worry, Dakshinamurthy, it happens to me all the time that I make a decision and I change my mind very quickly. Not the first or the last to do that.
Well, I think he'd probably want his team to be on the receiving end of one of those SBI super points.
Not serving.
Not on the serving side. Although, trust your blockers, right? He's got Akin up there.
I don't know, with where's... It depends on the rotation. If Jerome's on the front court, I wouldn't...
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to serve one and risk it. I think that's the element of it, is that risk and reward for the 2 points. I think he's done a great job of realising that, and I think that's maybe a sign that they're all feeling the pressure as well, because those decisions don't usually happen.
They might just bring in Praveen to serve next if Calicut win this next point. Anyhow, here we go, straight to the libero. Ukra, who is he going to? Jerome Vinny! Comes and apologizes to the Chennai libero. Prabhakaran there.
One of the first lessons when you play defense is to keep your hands up where you can see them. And I think we just saw one. Straight in the head. It's a great swing, isn't it? But that one's going to hurt.
Talking about pain in the neck.
Now they've called for the SBI super point as they trail by 3. So then, if Calicut win this, they will have... Oh, they won't! of luck. Well, that's CPR for the Chennai Blitz. Kiss of life.
Thought they might target Daniel Montesenti's serve, it's just whether they had enough time left for the SBI Super Point. It's a good call from Dakshinamurti, and very good to postpone the previous SBI Super Point. They're still alive, everyone.
12-11. Was that last error a sign of winds of change in this match? We'll find out soon. No! The wind is just going to continue blowing one way. But that's the windmill that's delivering the goods for them. Jerome beneath, propelled and enabled and activated by Mohan Ugrapandian. Magic from Jerome. 94 attack points for Jerome beneath, including that one. Past 100 total points already, and he's hungry for more in the Super Fives.
Ooh, giving another lifeline back to Chennai.
If I were Calicut, I'd beware. Beware the Chennai Blitz. The margins are very fine in this sport, in this league, on this court. For a team like Chennai who have a massive crowd supporting them. Baroto. Ukra with a back set, half a block, allows Chennai a chance, who's spiking it. From far away, lands long, no, that was never going to work. That set should have been better.
So this is good serving from Chennai. It's not hard serving, but they're serving Baroto, who's one of the best passers in this league, and they're trying to keep Jerome beneath out the game to make the ball have to travel as much distance as possible to get there. They get the dig, but in these moments you need to take your chances.
Dakshinamurti throwing a little bit of, well, he's trying his very best to throw off Calicut here. This is a throw of the dice that may not work out. He's calling for in or out, but I don't think that was even close.
Yeah, it was just saying, we don't anyway take these home, might as well use them while we're here. So that should be an easy one for the TV ref, Dakshinamurti. He knows what's coming. He knows the inevitable. Review unsuccessful as expected. No surprise there. And that means that the Reds, the Calicut Heroes, have 2 match points to finish top of the table and knock Chennai out of this league. That will also mean that the Mumbai Meteors will qualify. Match point for Calicut and qualification point for Mumbai. Luis Felipe Perotto ready to serve. That is the end of that. Waving goodbye to the Chennai Blitz. The Calicut Heroes will finish top of the table. They have hit the peak and have confirmed 2 points for them before they start the Super Fives. Finish off the league stage in grand style, registering their 6th win. And what a time for this win to come against a team that was supported ably by a massive crowd in yellow. But the Red Army turned up in large numbers, egged the team on to deliver a knockout punch against the Chennai Blitz. It has to be a bitter pill to swallow for Dakshinamurti's Chennai Blitz, just up against the mighty Calicut Heroes, who seem unbeatable at this stage.
An extremely bitter pill to swallow from a coach who has tasted victory in this league. However, that is how the cookie crumbles. You cannot, well, you just don't know. You never know. And Calicut, they have surprised us once again with another fantastic performance by their captain, Jerome. Ukra putting in some big balls as well.
Yeah, Chennai had their chances, especially in the opening set, and then this league and its wrinkles took its toll. The SBI Super Point, the Indian Oil Super Serve completely changed the dynamic of the opening set, and after that it didn't look like it was in doubt for the Calicut Heroes. I think they're deserving winners of the opening phase. Whether it's enough to win the league in Season 3, Let's see, it's time for a quick break. The Calicut Heroes have knocked Chennai Blitz out of the competition. Well, it was an evening that could see the Calicut Heroes top the table with a win against the Chennai Blitz. The Chennai Blitz needing a win to make the Super 5. It was that clear and that obvious going into the game, and it was the Chennai Blitz who started really promisingly, did it on the right run, and when he was on the right both scored. Daniel Mortazani got into the game really early, and the first set was going to be a very, very close one. Chennai leading the way before an SBI super point and an Indian Oil super serve completely turned the tide and gave the first set the way of the Calicut Heroes. Sharad again on brilliant form this evening. He's turning into a very big player for this Calicut Hero team. There was the super serve, and no surprise that it was Jerome Beneath that turned the tables. Again this evening, another 16 points at an efficiency of almost 50%. That is not just a game-changing performance, it's a league-winning run of form from him, but the middles were on form. The second set went the way of the Heroes, another close one, 15-13, and then we went into the home stretch. Chennai Blitz knowing that they needed to win to keep it alive. They couldn't do it, they couldn't see it through, and it's a win for the Calicut Heroes, a great performance from them. Well, here are the stats of the game. 4 blocks, have a look at the service points, 5-2. Calicut Heroes are serving tougher as this competition progressive. Less unforced errors as well. A truly great performance as we get ready to hand down to Atish for the presentation to see who the game changer and the most valuable player is.
Well, that wasn't part of the script. Everyone in Chennai expected a blitzkrieg by the Chennai Blitz. But the Calicut Heroes had other ideas. They wanted to top the table, and they have now. It is now absolutely certain that the Calicut Heroes will get those 2 bonus points as they head into the Super 5 with this victory against the Chennai Blitz. And congratulations to them, but commiserations to the Chennai Blitz as they end their campaign tonight. In the presentation party to my left, representing the Chennai Blitz is Ms. Thanami Reddy, the co-owner of the team. Representing Calicut Heroes is Mr. Shamnas VK, the co-owner of the team. And representing Rupesh Sri Albi John, IAS, Managing Director, Metropolitan Transport Corporation, Government of Tamil Nadu. Well, the first award is the Game Changer of the Match award. And this was the man who did change the game, but also hit the winning point right at the end. It goes to Vikas Maan. A middle blocker that has showcased quite a lot of attacking prowess this season. Vikas Maan hitting the winning point and also changing the game with that superior block that he did in that third set. विकास सबसे पहले तो बहुत मुबारक हो, अवार्ड जीता गेम चेंजर का। आज का मुकाबले में कितना दबाव था आपके कंधों पर, या क्या आपको लग रहा था कि चेन्नई के ऊपर ज़्यादा दबाव था?
चेन्नई के ऊपर ज़्यादा दबाव था, हम तो प्री माइंड थे, पर हमको टॉपर होना है, इसलिए 2 नंबर ज़्यादा मिलेंगे। टीम और मेरे कोच बहुत खुश है, बोल रहे थे प्री माइंड खेलना है, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है।
तो टॉप ऑफ द टेबल पहुंच चुके हैं अब। क्या जब शुरुआत में आपने प्री मैच प्रेपरेशन जब शुरू हुई थी, क्या यही लक्ष्य था कि टेबल टॉप करना है और हमें अपनी जोर आजमाइश करनी है अपनी प्रतिभा की?
पहले यही सोच थी हमारी कि पहले यहाँ पे टॉप रहना है, आगे का बाद में देखेंगे।
चलिए, बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया, कंग्रेचुलेशंस, गेम चेंजर ऑफ द मैच विकास मान। Right, up next is the big award, and usually whenever the Calicut Heroes win, he wins this award. Shouldn't be any surprises then. This is the man who's now completed 100 points in the Rupe Prime Volleyball League, has over 90 attack points this season. It goes to Jet Jerome yet again. The captain of the team, leading from the front, Jerome Vineeth, as usual. Sri Albi John, IAS, Managing Director, Metropolitan Transport Corporation, Government of India would be giving him the award. He's also awarded the Rupe On The Go watch to experience hassle-free payments, and as per my calculations, this is the 5th watch he's received. Surely he now knows how to tell time. He also gets to sign the match ball for our esteemed guest. Jerome, the last time we spoke, you were obviously very emotional after that win. How important was the win today? How important is it to get those 2 points heading into the Super 5?
Yeah, first of all, congratulations all the team players, coaches, everybody, because the Super 5 already we entered, but the getting 2 points, it's bigger. The league, it's a bonus point, right? So little more nervous, little more focus for the coming Super 5 matches, and also little relax. Anyway, we are on, we are the top. That things will be there. So little more confident we gain this.
In the past 2 seasons, we've seen that the Calicut Heroes have slipped in the semi-finals. Now there's nothing called a semi-final. There's a Super 5 instead, where everyone plays against one another. Does that give you a sense of confidence because it's not one match that you have to focus on? Rather, it's again yet another league to get to the final?
Yeah, that's one kind of things is there. But what you say, it's one kind of things is there because we entered the 2-time semi-final, we lost the semi-final. Now we don't think about this because we are going good way. So we maintain that way. We don't think about this. Anyway, that system is good. I think not for us, everyone, every team like this system. Because if we lost, we can get the opportunity to come back. That's good thing, actually.
It makes it very interesting. Congratulations, Jerome Vineeth, yet again inspiring his team to the top of the table with his spikes. He has 100 points now in the Rupe Prime Volleyball League. Surely a contender for the most valuable player as well, as the Calicut Heroes have flown high to the top of the tree.
He just keeps getting better and better, improving immensely. The Rupe player of the match goes to Jerome Vineeth with 16 points and a staggering 48% efficiency. This is his best performance of the competition so far, and the whole team were right with him this evening. That swing was devastating. A smile on his face, and Calicut are top of the table. This is going to decide who takes second place It's the Ahmedabad defenders, winners last year, up against the newest franchise, the Delhi Toofans. It should be a humdinger. Come back after the break.
माइक में 1 2 3
Increase BGM in my ears, please.
ओके हाँ हिंदी में कंफर्ट
Increase BGM in my ears, please. 1 2
Look professional.
She has a question.
Yes, I'm going to ask him about having two head coaches. About having two head coaches. Thank you.
And with that, we have the 5 teams that will go through to the Super 5s of Season 3 of the Rupee Prime Volleyball League. Calicut bidding goodbye, farewell to the home team. The Chennai Blitz Calicut heroes played like superheroes on court and delivered a blow that Chennai will take a long time to recover from. It's a straight sets win, they're 6th in the league. And we've got one of the stars of the Calicut heroes, one of the heroes of the Calicut heroes. Chirag Yadav साहब, आप मैंने सुना है कि महेंद्रगढ़ में जहाँ से आप आते हैं हरियाणा में, वहाँ पर लोग अपनी शादियाँ भुलाकर आपका परफॉर्मेंस देख रहे हैं बड़ी स्क्रीन पर।
हाँ जी, मेरे एक फ्रेंड की शादी थी जो हमारा फर्स्ट मैच था कोची के साथ, तो गांव में जैसे कि नाइट प्रोग्राम होता है उसी टाइम पे, और उसी टाइम पे हमारा मैच था, तो उस बिग डिस्प्ले में पूरे गांव में सब लोग देख रहे थे, मेरे दोस्त और पूरे गांव के लोग खड़े होकर उस मैच को देख रहे थे।
और ज़माना ये आ गया है कि एक ऐसा खिलाड़ी जिनके साथ आप सीनियर टीम की प्रैक्टिस में खेला करते थे, जेरोम भाई जिन्हें आप कहते हैं, आज उनके साथ आपने जो तहलका मचाया है, चेन्नई को बाहर कर दिया, ये परफॉर्मेंस कितनी खास रही आपकी टीम के लिए?
हाँ, पहले 2021 में हमने साथ में सीनियर इंडिया कैंप भी किया है और साथ में सीनियर इंडिया खेले भी हैं। तो अभी जेरोम भाई है, काफ़ी एक्सपीरियंस प्लेयर है, उखरा भाई है, काफ़ी एक्सपीरियंस प्लेयर, तो हमें बहुत मोटिवेशन मिलता है उनसे हर एक चीज़ को। ये जैसा खेल रहे हैं हम भी इनके जैसा इतना अच्छा परफॉर्मेंस दे पाए और अच्छे प्लेयर बने।
जेरोम विनीत की स्पाइकिंग के सभी दीवाने आज कुल मिलाकर 100 पॉइंट का आंकड़ा इन्होंने पार किया है। क्या खास आपने सीखा है जेरोम से, जहाँ तक स्पाइकिंग का सवाल है, और बड़े मंच पर बड़ा प्रेशर झेलने का जो एक अंदाज है उनका, मुस्कुराते रहते हैं, क्या सीखा है इनसे आपने?
जेरोम भाई हमेशा मतलब ऑन कोर्ट तो खेलते ही अच्छे, ऑफ कोर्ट भी काफ़ी एक्टिव रहते हैं चीज़ों को लेके कि हाँ भाई मैच है तो कैसे चीज़ों को करना है, और उनसे बातचीत होती रहती है मैच से पहले भी।